Hey everybody, how is it going? This is John Fuhrhelm with In Your Phase Media. Once again, it is Wednesday hobby night. Continuing the build of the Silent King. Let's see, his name is Szarekh, the Silent King. And tonight, going to go for a little bit of a speed build here. Normally, we're going to rip into that 1 hour timer. But tonight, we're going to go timer free. A little bit limited time myself, but there's not a lot to do on these guys. So we're just going to blast right in here and we're going to knock these out. We're going to build both of these menhirs complete tonight. We're going to add lights to the inside, add the batteries, base, glue, the whole 9 yards. At the end of the night, these guys will be complete. Thanks for joining me. Let's flip over to the desk cam. Boom, and let's start building stuff. Okay. So with these guys, I figure the easiest thing for me to do is to just take the battery pack here, place it on the bottom, drill a hole for the switch, and maybe just run it all up through the center, up through the center of this thing. Yeah, that's the easiest way to go. So let's just do that. First off, got my handy driver here. We'll just pop that through the center. Boom. There we go. It's interesting how much easier it went through that one. And we'll take our knife. Burr off the back side there real quick. Hope everyone's having a great evening. Don't forget to say hi to the chat monkey, taking care of you in the chat lands while John is busy knocking out the hobby, as it were. Got the old power drill here with a 9/16 bit. No, 9/32. Here we are. And this is for the switch itself. Okay, done. And we're going for a little bit of a speed build. A little bit of limited time. There we go. How's it sound? Everyone hear me? Say hi to the old chat monkey. What's up, chat monkey? Ooh, yeah, ooh. Yeah, right? Okay. So let's get that switch. So we'll just kind of spin the wires real quick. That's going to make routing them easier. Always twist those wires together. Always twist those wires. I learned a lot of my wiring skills. It is Veterans Day. Howdy to all my veteran buds out there. Anyways, I was in the service. I was in the Signal Corps and learned to splice wires and do all that cool stuff. So that's where I get kind of most of my training, at least for wiring. Ugh, stiff wires are tough to twist, but on the other hand, once you get them twisted, hold pretty good. We'll twist on the other side here. Okay. Nice. And we are going to finish both of these today. Now, what I didn't do, or what I did do ahead of time, as I promised, was I took the Dremel tool and I ground out all the inside there. So I opened up all of those cracks. And once I actually opened them up, I then took my X-Acto and I even opened up the cracks a little bit more. I want a little more glow effect coming through. So that's pretty much what I did the other day. I actually do have a video of that. I could probably drop that in if you guys want to see that video. I didn't prepare it. It'd be handy. Let's see here. Yeah, I would have wanted to get that ready ahead of time. I mean, it took me like a minute to do that, but I think we'll skip it. Just have to take my word for it that there is an incredibly boring video of me using the Dremel tool. Now, just so you guys know what I used, I did go ahead and pick up this carbide bit right here. So nice rounded tip on my Dremel tool. You see the plastic everywhere. Oh, man, it's still a mess. I mean, my hobby room, explosion of plastic dust. And the video itself, and part of the reason I did offline, I kind of knew I'd have to do this, is you don't actually see a lot that's going on because I have to hold the part up to the light here. So as I'm going, I see when it's getting thin because the light is glowing through the backside of the plastic. Um, and so that's how I know when to stop so I don't just blast all the way through. And so mostly what you see is just the desk and like plastic dust falling down. And then this, I actually turned the mic off. So there's no sound to it either because grinding noise, right? So no narration. So anyway, so that's all you missed. That's what I did in the meantime, as it were. And let's see. Let's get this drilled out. We got a little burr there. Take that off. Using the dull knife, so less chance of slicing the old thumb out. Not zero chance, though. And make a hole. Using the centrifugal driver. There we go. And get the other one done. There we go. Okay, and I need a hole here as well to run the wire in. I was recording the podcast yesterday. I pre-drilled this other one just so I could put some wires in, so it kind of did a little show off, a little show and tell during the podcast recording. That podcast will actually be out this Friday. We're talking mostly about 40K. Let's see, we cover GT. What was that GT? Sorry, I tossed my notes. We just covered a GT. And what else did we do? We talked about some of the new rules. We talked about secondary objectives. Talked about my APOC game that I played this weekend. My buddy Sean's birthday. That was kind of cool. And yep, so that's all ready to go. Okay, so we're all drilled. Now, one other thing I saw was that to run the wires in, I need to trim the bottom of this sphere. So we'll do that on this one here. Get better clippers, narrow tip clippers. There we go. Just kind of blowing a little hole that the wires. Now, as far as the wires themselves go, I wasn't really going to put too much effort into it. Kind of, it's just lightning down here. So I could kind of wrap them around a little bit and then just drizzle some crazy glue on the wires. And I think they'll just end up looking like they'll blend in pretty well. That's my general my general plan is wiggle the wires a little bit, leave it slack, and then drizzle crazy glue down it. And so that when I paint it, you really won't notice that there's anything different in the center there. Now, I probably should have primed these ones before we got to this stage. That would have been actually pretty handy. But I'm just going to have to mask them, I guess. It's not really a big deal. You'll see when I'm going to use hot melt glue. But you're like, wow, that looks like tricky masking. No, you don't even worry about it because you just come back right after the priming with a little alcohol and I can clean the paint off of each of those spots. So that's probably what we'll end up doing there. So anyways, let's go ahead and do this. We've got the 2 battery packs good to go. Let's get our LEDs out and let's see. Got these little size Z greens, a really tiny green. And I was thinking of using these. We're going to see how bright they are. Like maybe 2 green and a purple might be interesting in there. I wasn't going to go for any effects. Kind of limited base. Ooh, it's a little tangled up in there. That free. There we go. Okay, so let's see how bright these Z lights are. Let's touch black to black. You see that? Yeah, it's pretty bright. Pretty bright. Okay, so I've got those. And then my other option is these chip LEDs. Now, these chip LEDs are really bright, but they're also kind of directional. So you'll see what I mean here. So, they're much bigger light. So that's kind of nice. But you see that? It's not, I mean, it is brighter, but it's actually more of a housing than the other lights. So I'm not, like the Pico might actually be the size that kind of works the best in the end of the story. So let's pull out a Pico. And I don't think I have any of the Pico green. I do have Pico green flashing. Like I said, I wasn't going to go for a flashing effect. This is purple, though. Let's get a purple. And this is a Pico-sized LED. So we'll just go to there. Oops. Come on. Ooh. Purple. Not very bright. Not bright at all. Okay, so purple is out. Purple is going to have to be very special application because that's just way too dim to do anything good. So that's unfortunate. So I do have these chip LEDs and I do have these regular green. So let's take a few of these regular green ones, 3 to be specific. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and what we're going to do is I'm going to make a little bit of a staggered wiring harness, if you will. I just want each one to extend a little further than the previous one. So, boom, boom, boom. So let's see how that spaces out inside of there. So if I have the first one kind of around here. Oops, come on, don't be that way. So if I have the first one kind of around here, and then I'm going to want the second one to be about midway. So I think there's our differential. So we'll twist, kind of set where those 2 wires, 2 LEDs are to each other. And then this next one, I'm actually going to have it closer, like half the spacing, 2/3 the spacing between the other ones, just because I want a little concentrated light right there. So I think 3 should do pretty good inside of there. So let's come down to the bottom. Actually, I'm going to twist this just a little more. It's not twisting as well as I'd like to see because I'm fighting the natural twist of the wire. Darn it. So I actually need to go this way. So the wires themselves are already a braided pair. So as I'm turning them, I want to be turning in a way that tightens those braided pairs, not loosens them. So that was my mistake. And there we go. Get that spinning, spinning together. We'll get that done. So we'll come all the way down to the bottom. And let's get our, negatives to negatives. So we got a green. These wires are green and red, if you can't see. Not the most friendly colors for the color blinded. These are actually kind of pastel. I should ask a color blind friend if they can see the difference. There. So, 1 in 8 men. So, pretty common. There we go. Okay, so got the 3, shall we say, black wires, green wires, negative wires together, and I'm going to give them a nice, good twist. So they're nicely together there. All good. Very nicely twisted. Okay, and then let's get the 3 red wires also together. Them nicely twisted. Those green. More twisting. More. You have like a power twister. Ooh, that's a good idea. Right? A little maybe grippy collet or a hemostat like grip attached to the end of my centrifugal driver. That might be pretty happening. Okay, so here we go. Very nice. Got both of those. And we'll touch that to the red and the black. Okay, so now we've got a nice glowy harness there. So let's run those lights up through the hole we drilled in the bottom. First coming up through here. Then the hole we drilled into this side. We are. Okay, so I think that's going to provide a pretty good glow with 3 LEDs. And I'm just going to encase that real quick and attach the power and make sure that I think there's enough light in there. So there's a, let's get that. Boom. Boom. Oh, come on. And yeah, pretty good amount of glow. I think maybe a little more needed. Hard to say. It's probably being washed out by my overhead light here. So let's turn that off for a second. It's actually pretty dark, but the camera's, compensating. That does. Yeah, so you can see that glow pretty good. I think that's going to be pretty solid there. 1 second. Okay, and let's go ahead and, well, like I said, oops, those wires slipped out. Now, it's okay, but I do want to actually keep them through, and you see what I'm about to do here, so get those in there. Come on. I need to turn my work light back on so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, so let's rethread those through the hole. I think I have plenty of working time once I get the glue going, but I don't want to try and thread these wires completely through. So right about there, I think, is where the last wire needs to end. So I think that's our good spot. So what I'm going to do, just to keep them in place, is I'm going to go ahead and wrap this wire this way. Once, twice, 3 times. Ooh, yeah, see, right around the lightning there. Yeah, that works out. That'll be real easy to hide once I get the glue in there. And so now we're going to take the LEDs kind of out of the way. And hot melt glue time. So got the old hot melt glue. We're just going to kind of create a pool. Big old fat Swaps of it. Blurp, blurp, blurp. Oop, need another stick. Okay. Grab a couple sticks. I think we're going to burn through 2 or so, at least. Get that all nice and down into the bottom. All that carved out area. Okay, look at that. I'm just going to hold it this way for a second so that the glue doesn't run too far out of those cracks. Kind of like a little balancing act we're doing here. And get it all the way down to the bottom. There we go. A fair amount. Now the other half is pretty shallow, so it should work out. We'll let the glue gun recover for a second. And again, see, by holding it that direction, the glue was wanting to start coming out. We're just going to hold it back this direction. That cool some. Yeah. You see it's starting to form nice little lens kind of effect in here. What about the string? Ah, didn't mean to touch it. Didn't mean to touch it. Damn it. Yeah, that burns. Hot melt glue, you know, hot. AKA hot. News at 6. Hot melt glue. Burns your finger. Okay. It's still wanting to run out this side a little bit. Not too bad. It's starting to stabilize. Let's see if we can get the glue. Oh, first off, might as well stick the LEDs. So the first one, I want to go teasers. And just right there. Ooh, that's good. Nice. And the second one, a little lower. About right there. Ooh. Not liking that. Let's twist this wire around, give it one curly cue. And that'll shorten where it sticks to. And then the third one, I guess it's going to actually have to stay pretty low. So we'll kind of put that sideways. Okay, so that's not too bad. Got those wires. Just kind of start sinking those into the glue a little bit. Doesn't have to be perfect. The light, as you're going to see, is just going to like float all around through this glue. Go. Again, hang it back the other way just so it doesn't come out too much. Now, it's going to get tricky is the actual gluing of the two halves. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to have to, so I'm not super worried about it. I think the hot melt glue, in the end, is going to be all that's actually needed to hold this together. Clean those edges up. Okay, so this is going to have to sink in, so I can't wait too much longer. It's actually getting to be crunch time. I may have messed up a little bit. Let's see. Real-time hobby. Pump some more glue in there. Another stick ready. Okay, sure we get all the cracks with at least a active hot melt behind it. Okay, it's gonna work. Let's see. Let's hope I didn't wait too long in the first half. Little much. Okay, we're gonna force it. I want to get that wire caught. Good thing I saw that. Push that wire in. And here we go. Here we go. Yeah, let the bottom cool just a little too much. As clean as I would like. Yeah. Come on. Come on. You can do it. Arrgh. There we go. Nice. Probably a little too much glue in there, and I definitely let it cool too much at the bottom, so I'm having to force that pretty hard. And it lends to the busting up sense of it. That's not too bad. Okay, you're getting some glue squeeze out. It's hot enough that I can just wipe it down. Not worried about smearing it on the surface because, hot melt glue actually cleans up pretty easy. A little hot. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. It doesn't hurt to have a little extra out too, because later on, clean things up. With this other side. The other side came out nice. Okay, well, I think that's going to be okay. Like I said, I waited a little long on the bottom here. That's the only part that I'm not super happy with, but I think that's still going to be okay. So let's touch some power to that and see that everything's working. Ooh, yeah, plenty of glow. Looking good. Okay, let's finish it up. We're going to take this piece, and it's just going to get glued right to there. So I think we'll just use some crazy glue. Yeah, just in case I have to crack it open. Well, this thing's never coming open, so I guess that's a ridiculous thought. So and we'll just grab the old testers and be on with it. So a little dab will do ya. And it's already pre-wired in. Nice. Toothpick handy to clean up the excess of glue. Yep. A little excess of glue. Oh, it's getting noisy in here and breezy. My chat monkey has attracted a chat monkette. And the chat monkette came in to visit the chat monkey. Ooh. You just settle down there, chat monkey. Okay. And that came out nice. And now he's got to run these wires through the hole in the base. Right through the center there. Okay, so now I've got it threaded through, and I'm just going to add the glue down here so that when we press it in place, it can glue. And lining up the hole there just for ease of maintenance in the future. Very nice. Okay, so we're looking pretty good at that point. Let's let that glue sit for just a minute while we go ahead and knock out the other one real quick. So once again, we're going to take our 3 LED lights. 1, 2, 3. And we're going to offset the LEDs from each other by a small amount. And another small amount. Okay, pretty good. Twist, twist, twist. This time not fighting against the... Okay, pretty good. You down there. Again, to invent that wire twisting machine. I bet there is such a thing. I'm saying that. Sure, there's such a thing. But what I'm talking about is my own Rube Goldberg version, right? You know, those Rube Goldberg contraptions, like, you know, like the game Mousetrap. There we go. Just kind of home engineering everything together. Okay. Let's see. Let's get red, red, green, green. So, green wire, and my green wire. Come on. And twist those together. Ends even though I noticed the insulation was moving up on the one. There we go. Pretty even. It's twisted. And we'll do the same on the other side here. Okay. And give that a good twist. All 3 wires were not the same length. Yep. Yikes. Get that shorter one. Let's pull it up. Let me. There we go. Come on. Come on. Got a little bit at least. Yeah. Let's finish the twist. That's a bummer. Just like I said a second ago, get them even, and then here I even. I don't want to break that wire either. Already got a little bit of a mess here. Didn't get too much. Just kind of smish that together. Easy wiring in a minute. Let's see why. Okay, so first off, let's give our contraption a test. Yep, we have lights. And let's thread that through here. We look at 30 minutes in. I'm still going to get this done in just about an hour. We're pretty close, actually. Maybe it'll take a little less. They're going for a little more of a speed build today. Okay, so that's, again, about where I want those wires. Wrap those around the lightning. Okay, and let's get those out of the way. So this time, I think I'm going to heat this side up, so I have it ready to just plop in there. So, a little more challenging, I think, just to handle the both while I'm doing that. But ultimately, I think it'll work better. Oof. Let's see. Stick in there. I guess I can trigger just a little bit more. Stick going. There we go. Nicely done. Okay, so that's there. Now, again, it's like, where am I going to set this? I'm just going to cautiously put it there for a minute while I pump the old glue into this. The hot melt glue gun itself needs a second to recover. That happens. That happens. Especially a smaller unit like this, it's doesn't have as much heat in the tip. It's trying. It's also strained. Okay, so let me make sure this other one doesn't drip out too much. Give it a flip over for a second. Give this a chance to recover. This one didn't drip out too much either. I do see that this piece of plastic is bent out a little though. So push that in. Oof. It's quite a mess. Anyways, we've already seen that doesn't matter. Okay, let's try to get the rest of that glue in there. One more stick. Will it be enough? Really getting stiff here. Come on. You can do it, little glue gun. There we go. Ah, there we go. Come on. Gotta get the new stick in there, pushing nice and hard. And it seems to be working. You can tell the glue is not quite as hot as the other one was, though. Down in those corners. Nice. There. I just needed to make connections so the light travels all through the inside. There we go. That should be enough. And let's get the wires in place. I probably should have sunk them in already. There we go. Splop it in the glue. It's bent over as well. Nice. Come on, get out of my way. Stringy stuff. And let's just push this other one in and get it done with. Bam. Okay. Yeah, see? Much better. Woo! Much better. Because the other side was nice and hot still. Okay, well, that's looking pretty good. A little bit of a collapse there. Let's get a hook. Dental pick. We'll kind of hook this out a little bit. Collapsed inward. There we go, not bad. And that's looking pretty good. The two halves squished together nicely. We'll wipe off that excess glue like we did on the other one. We are rubbing that excess right off. And when everything cools and hardens, I'll go in with some alcohol and really clean the excess residue out. It's 99% rubbing alcohol. If I buy anything else, if I want it diluted, I can just add water. Huh? Okay. Yeah, so that came out real nice. And once again, we'll just throw some glue down in here. Oof, that's right. We should have ran the wire up through the base. The other one, like we did the other one, did not. Now you gotta go the hard way. Not too bad. This tangle that worries me. If we get that through. Oh, and that came through nice. Okay, good. Good, no problems. Get that in there. Oh, we need a. Jeez, man. Moving too fast. Clean up a sprue piece. It's bound to be another one. Yep, right there. And we'll get a little dab of glue onto this end. That sticks. There we go. All nice and together. All together now. And hope everyone's having a good evening. Hope everyone's enjoying themselves on this wonderful Veterans Day. I got to work extra hard at work today. Almost didn't want to do the hobby hour. All burn. I'm like, you know what, John? Just do it. Soldier on. Arr. So here we are. Kind of knock it out real quick. Oh, let's see how we doing time-wise. 44 minutes in? Yeah, so really taking about the normal amount of time. Okay, so got that second one put together. And run the wire through the base. Glue it. And stick it down. Boom. It's not holding tight. Okay. Well, it's plastic glue, so I'll just hold it for a second here. And it should all be good. Come on. There you are. Okay. So I'm going to set that aside. Let's see. We're going to cap the crazy glue. Didn't end up using it. We're going to cap the model glue. Guess I should uncap the crazy glue because we're about to use it. And we're going to use it over here on the first one. Pull this excess off. Glue, really. Okay, so we got the two halves. We got red, we've got green, and we got a little bit of excess wire that we can twist to just keep it kind of under control. And also got just the green here. I'm going to continue twisting that so it's a little more under control. And then the red side. Okay, so there's our wires. Let's get our switch. Crazy glue. That's what it does. And there. Nice. That in place for a second. A little dab on the outside. Gasket. And we want to glue this in place. A little of, man, the other switches tips on the bottom. Oof. Okay, well, it'll still be okay. I'm just going to put a glue bead around edge here. Switch in place. My finger gluing in place. Good sign. Okay, battery switch is stuck. Or battery is stuck. Switch is still curing for a few more seconds here. Okay. And let's connect those wires. Red to red. Yeah, soft wire, hard wire. Get the hard wire to also twist around the soft wire. Now, long enough that we'll just thread it back down. And bend. Go. Crazy glue on my finger there. And, oh, because I have the bottle here. Genius. You guys saw that at home. You're like, oh, yeah, John. Okay. Ooh, yeah. Nice. Nice. You see the glow coming out from under my hand there again. Get that. Wrap around there. Twist back down. And fold it in half. Okay, so we got our two wires spliced. We'll do some shrink wrap later. But, boom. There we go. Looking pretty sick. Sick. Oh, yeah. That glow. Oh, man. Coming from the inside. I'll probably seal that on the edge with the paint so it's just coming out through the cracks and stuff. That's plenty bright too. Oh, that's nice. I mean, even with the lights on, you can still see the glow. I mean, in fact, you can see it. Real nice. Look at that. See? That came out really good. Okay, so pretty happy with that. Once all this glue actually dries and cures overnight, that's when I'll be able to tuck the wires in and use the hot melt glue gun to basically secure those in place. And we're at 50 minutes. Man, I tell you, I might as well have done the timer because I think it's going to work out just about perfect anyway. So here we are. A little bit of glue. And that here. And a little ring of glue here. Switch down. Now hold both of those for a second. This one hasn't had much time for the glue to set. Definitely have to do some cleanup on that face. Some hairs of glue sticking out. Come on, switch. You can stay. Battery looks like it's in place. The switch will stick soon. Maybe I could have picked a better spot. I think that the letters on the bottom are actually messing with that. Probably should have drilled a switch over here in this smoother area. Yeah, see how on the other one I drilled it in a smooth area? That's why it's stuck right away. And this one's, I mean, it's stuck now, but probably should have done it in a different spot. But let's go ahead and get these wires twisted together. Let's get the thicker wire around the thinner wire is the bigger challenge. Then wrap it back down and fold that in half. Same over here. I don't like how much I basically didn't put the one red wire out far enough. I think it's gonna hold just fine, but there's a little more stripped red. The casing insulation is stripped off a little bit further down here than I would like. So I'm just gonna have to be careful with that. I get it plenty of insulation when I pot it and stuff, but boom, there we are. Second menhir, both of them glowing. Let's see, we'll turn the light down a little bit lower. You guys think? Hey, those came out pretty pimp, huh? Oh man, pretty happy with that. Yeah, that glows nice. This one, maybe we could have gotten the glow, put the light a little bit lower. You can see it's right here. So maybe the light could have been a little bit over here more. Might have been better placing just to get better glowing in the cracks, but it's, I think, showing really nicely out of the heart there. So that's the effect we were going for, just like the energy leaking out of those cracks there. Okay, cool. Well, awesome. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining me for this first episode of Building and Lighting the Silent King, where we went ahead and built the Triarchal Menhir. Is going to switch back to my lovely face. Okay, everybody. So, episode 1 of Lighting and Building Szarekh, the Silent King, is at an end. I want to thank you very much for joining me. Give a big shout out to the chat monkey. Ooh, yeah, ooh. Thank you, chat monkey, for talking to everybody while I was banging out this speed build on the hobby. And of course, we finished 2 lighted Triarchal Menhirs. Oh yeah, those came out pretty sick. And yep, we gotta switch. Turn them both off. Turn them both on. Very nice, right? Very cool. Okay, everybody. Again, thank you very much. This has been John Feuerhelm with In Your Phase Media. Wednesday Hobby Hour. We're here every Wednesday. Join us for the other In Your Phase Media products. That is, let's see, we've got, I think tomorrow, Garrett and Jeremy are releasing a stat show. So they're doing their stat show bi-weekly. Of course, some great access to stats through BCP. We also have our Sunday live stream and, of course, our video podcast, which is also a video podcast, which comes out every Friday. Thank you very much, everybody. Happy Veterans Day, and I will catch you all on the backside.